Hello, 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 hello. How many hellos can I say before I continue? Can you see my curtain moving back there? There is this amazing cool breeze that is sneaking into the apartment this morning, so I am very, very happy. As you can see, it is blowing quite a bit. I hope everybody's having an awesome morning. This is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at events that are coming up that you may want to attend. We take a look at your ideas, questions, comments, and suggestions on how to best connect with each other and how to best connect with our city as a community of English-speaking locals. I keep turning to my left because this morning I decided to be ambitious and set up a poll. But of course, whenever I try to be ambitious and I set up a poll, I place extra demands on the network. So I cannot get my poll to show up. Maybe I'll try it in a little while. Or maybe I'll just ask you the question, although we won't be able to tally it. Okay, one more try. Okay, I say screw the poll. And I'm going to ask you, just write your answer with one word. We won't tally it, but I'll get a sense as to where your mindset is. And the poll question was, or is, in a battle between a baby crocodile and a chihuahua, who stands to win the battle? There you go. That's the question. So just write crocodile or chihuahua in your comments and we'll take it from there. But of course, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We have to start by welcoming everyone as always, and particularly those of you that are watching live for the first time. If that is you, feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comment. And your questions don't I love it. Just write the word new. We'll give you a nice little welcome. And if you have something really important that you wish to share with us, just add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your questions. You have no faiths on Chihuahua dogs. That's okay. Neither do I. But we'll have to see. Somebody does have faith on the Chihuahua. I don't know that I'm going to pronounce your name properly, so I apologize. Eilert is saying that Chihuahua wins. Everybody else is betting on the croc. Well, I will tell you. Oh, ouch. Brian says, how much tequila has a Chihuahua had? That is an important consideration. Anyhow, we'll come back to these notions in a little bit. Today we have a couple of news items that I want to share, and then we have a bunch of event announcements and updates that I want to share. I had a great dinner with my friend Richard Lucas, also known as Gura Gabor, who used to perform regularly at Incanto, but of course Incanto is no longer. So I was happy to get some of the scoop from Richard as to where the artists are going and what's going on. We will talk a little bit about that later on. But first, let's hit the news button just to see what's going on. And the good news is that Mismaloya wins. Yes. Whether it's fair or unfair, yesterday we announced the possibility of Mismaloya being torn inside out due to a decades-long legal dispute over the settlements, which apparently took place as time went by in lands that were not the property of the people that settled in Mismaloya. And as it turns out, now over 1,400 families will not have to leave their homes or vacate Mismaloya after all. You see, and this is so fucking sneaky. I can't believe this. The person that started the legal dispute decades ago, or I don't know when, her name is Luz Beltran, but there's a little snag. She died last year, and it was her brother who fraudulently kept handling the dispute. But the dispute is not in the brother's name, so when she did not show up to court yesterday, obviously she's buried, the issue was dissolved. So shame on whoever it is that was trying to continue this dispute illegally. Where is our shame video? We used to have a shame video, but I don't know where it went. Anyhow, Mismaloya stays where they are. Actually, the legal issue has like 15 days to be resolved. So the fraudulent brother has 15 days to come up with some kind of credible legal notion to be able to continue with this. Otherwise, it is gone. Mismaloya stays where it is supposed to stay. Now, this is how you build trust in your brand new company. Mexicana, the airline that was rescued by the Mexican government, had originally announced that they would start flying on October 2nd. And now President López Obrador has announced that the airline might begin operations on December 26th, but nothing is set in stone. If I were you, I wouldn't be jumping on my seat waiting to get Mexicana airline tickets just yet. But we can all take a bus to Tepic, where a brand new viewpoint is being constructed in the center of the city for tourists to enjoy. It's not quite easy to appreciate in this image, so we'll take a look at another one from the same news item, and I think this is much better. As you can see, it's quite the structure. It is a 4-story structure that is being built in the heart of the city, and once it is completed, it will offer beautiful views of important vantage points, including the San Juan Hill and the Tepic Cathedral. We don't know when it will be completed, but from the looks of it, it could happen before the Mexicana tickets and flights begin and for us to enjoy. There you go. So that is what we have for news. Let us turn over to the weather just to see where all this wind is coming from. Let's put the weather on the screen. And it says it's raining. Well, it was raining this morning, actually. I was preparing for the broadcast, and all of a sudden, boom, it started pouring, and then it went away. Right now, it is 26 degrees. Humidity is at 82, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 79. Fahrenheit people, have you learned how to read your Celsius yet? Just checking. Our weather forecast for today says light rain throughout the day, chance of rain 56% with a high of 28 and a low of 23. Tomorrow, Thursday, mostly clear skies throughout the day, a high of 28 and a low of 20. And then Friday, we'll wrap up the work week. Humid day on Friday with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 28 and a low of 19. And speaking of work week, yesterday was the day in which the Congress was supposed to make a definite decision on whether Mexico's work week goes from 48 hours to 40 or not. I haven't seen anything printed, so I don't know exactly what is going to happen there. So we've done the weather, we've done everything else that we wanted to do, and yesterday I announced the Chingonario and didn't follow through. But today we are going to have Chingonario time. Yes, and we need something fun for Chingonario. Well, we'll start with this. Yes, it's a good day for Chingonario, but I'm sure that at least one of you is going,
¿Qué es eso? No entiendo.
of course you don't understand Chingonario. Well, I'll explain Chingonario. First of all, we are talking about the Chingonario today because somebody asked a couple of days about the meaning of the word chingadera. You see, there are so many uses for the word chingar in Mexico that somebody came up with a dictionary. Yes, this is the dictionary for the chingar word or the chingonario or the chingonary. This is a lovely book which you can buy at Amazon.com. Sorry, it's in Spanish. You see, it's a Spanish expression. But occasionally we whip out the chingonario so that we can share wonderful wisdom from the book that is obviously not suitable for the dining room table conversations that you may have. And of course, when I was in Guadalajara, I was hoping to buy a couple of copies for some friends. And as it turns out, there is a brand new edition that is más chingona, which means it's even more awesome than the one before. So now that we have the Chingonario out, I'm going to randomly pick a page and pick an expression and share it. Oh my gosh. Share it with you. And the expression that we're going to share with you today is chingonazo. So, this is, it says, deriva del chingón y es una expresión superlativa como chingoncísimo, pero que se aplica exclusivamente a personas. Denota reconocimiento, admiración y reverencia. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, to say that somebody is a chingon, it means that that person is really awesome. Either awesome with what they do or awesome with who they are. So to say, oops, I banged the microphone. To say chingonazo, which is the word for today, is to say that someone is not only a chingon, but it is a big chingon, an awesome chingon, or a chingonazo. So that is our Chingonario word of the day. Please feel free to use it, and there you have it. Moving right along, let's take a look at your voting. Oh my goodness, let's see. I see a lot of Crocs. I see a couple of hopefuls for Chihuahua. Like Betsy Ann said Chihuahua. Eilert said Chihuahua. Christy said Chihuahua might be faster. And Chris is also rooting for the Chihuahua. Oh, Bill is also rooting for the Chihuahua. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Well, it seems to be a little bit of oh, this is funny. Michael says Chihuahua would bark the croc to death. Well, you know, it is one of those things. As it turns out, I don't have an answer for you. You see, the police arrived in time to undo what could have been a dangerous situation. Apparently, a baby croc snuck into a private home in the town of Ixtapa and was about to have a small Chihuahua dog for dinner when the owner became aware of the situation. So who won the match? Fortunately, we have no idea, as the authorities arrived just in time to break things up. So if you ask me, I think the croc, even though they're small, once they get a hold of you, it's like they don't let go, and their mandibles are really, really strong. Moving right along, I am happy to report a most successful country music presentation. Yesterday, I was nervous as all hell because this is new territory for me. It's not that I dislike country music. It's just that I've never been really curious to pursue it. But It was great. 10 people showed up. Everybody enjoyed it. I felt a sigh of relief. And after that, I went and had a lovely get together with my friend Richard, who advanced some news to me. The biggest losers, unfortunately, in the Incanto saga apparently were the workers who received absolutely no notification that the place was closing down. So we wish the workers safe and prosperous employment elsewhere. Tracy apparently is at home with his parents doing what he should be doing, which is, taking care of his parents. My biggest concern was the staff and some of the performers. I'm happy to report that Gouda Gabor has a new home at Nacho Daddy. And this is important for a couple of reasons. First of all, Gouda is an awesome entertainer, but also, more importantly, she has been a great ambassador and representative and mover and shaker for the So You Think You Can Rise talent competition that benefits the Rise orphanage. Before Encanto closed, the contestants had a chance to test the waters by going to the open mics at Incanto that Gouda used to host as part of her commitment to this fundraising experience. And now apparently Gouda will not only be able to continue her own shows at Nacho Daddy, but she will also be able to do some kind of open mic experience over there for some of Puerto Vallarta's young talent to get their feet wet. So we commend Gouda for what she does. I mean, she really goes. I mean, a lot of artists just come here and they perform, and that's okay too. We wouldn't hold that against anyone. But Gouda has made it very much a priority to also become a part of the Puerto Vallarta experience as a visiting artist. I mean, Richard or Gouda has a home here, so there's an investment there. So I'm happy that Gouda is going to be okay. I'm happy that our dear friend Dr. Mark Hartman, well, I call him Dr. Hartman because he is my musical theater therapist. Mark is going to be performing with Gouda at Nacho Daddy. And of course, Mark is also playing at a bunch of other venues, so this is a good thing to learn. I also heard that Seth Sykes and Nicholas King, who are these amazing cabaret and Broadway belters that we have talked about before, they were here last year. They will be coming back. They have 2 performances scheduled at the Palm. And once we get details about that, we are going to be talking about this endlessly because these are 2 artists that are most definitely worth spending money to enjoy here in town. Let's see what else. And we heard yesterday from Zoe, who also told us that she was able to get a couple of afternoon dates at the Palm as well. So again, as artists that we love and that we look forward to returning every year, continue to settle and find new homes. We will continue to bring this information to you. Again, we'd love to root for these artists because they are worth every peso when they come to perform. Now, moving right along, I want to tell you once again that our next presentation at the Joint will be something we've announced before, but I'm going to continue to announce it because it is for a good cause. It is our Day of the Dead Encore presentation, for which there are 2 things to keep in mind. Number one, 100%, every peso of the proceeds will go to the Ruta Mushi Puerto Vallarta Mobile History Museum. We want to support this pursuit. We feel that storytelling and preserving Puerto Vallarta's history is super important. So I am so very happy to donate my proceeds to this beautiful cause. So if you have seen it, consider watching it again, the presentation. If you haven't seen it, or if you've seen it and you don't want to see it again, please recommend it. And if you've seen it and don't want to watch it again, maybe I can twist your arm by telling you that after the presentation, we will have a meet and greet with Carla, who is the mover and shaker of Ruta Mushi. And this will be a catered meet and greet with lovely finger food and drinks provided by our dear friend Gina Hendricks from Whiskey Kitchen. So we'll have the Day of the Dead presentation. We will donate to a good cause. And we'll have food and drinks to schmooze along with. So how could anything go wrong? So that is my endless plug for that adventure. And then, of course, after that, yesterday we made a couple of announcements, which I had failed to make. Our first music appreciation presentation in December is going to be how to listen to jazz. This will be on Thursday, December 7th, and we will have a great time taking a look at how jazz has evolved through the last 100 years or so. We will play musical samples from each one of the most important jazz periods since its inception. And most importantly, we will look at practical things to look for when we are enjoying a jazz performance so that we don't feel like we're left out in the middle of nowhere, not understanding what is going on. So jazz, or how to listen to jazz rather, is going to be on Thursday, December 7th. And then it is time to get your dirty minds out because we are going to do RISQUÉ, 5 centuries of Bawdy songs on Thursday, December 21st. Prepare to laugh, prepare to blush, because we are digging into the repertoire and looking for double entendre songs, dirty tidbits of all kinds of things that we're going to share with you on that particular evening. So we're going to laugh, we're going to blush, we're going to have a good time. And as long as we're talking about events, if you happen to be sauntering around Basilio Vadillo on Friday evening, you may want to consider a stop at the Meet and Greet Artist event at Galeria Dante. This is such a wonderful gallery to visit, and they always guarantee that there's at least a half a dozen artists available to talk to you about their work. And once you're there, who could resist going upstairs to Divino Dante for a glass of wine or an actual meal? It is a great, great place to be, and what a great opportunity to do it this Friday night, starting at 6 o'clock. And of course, Saturday, this is our final reminder, if you are looking to shop for Christmas chingaderas, what a better place to do it than at the pop-up art show organized by Hecho a Mano. The next one is going to be this coming Saturday from 2 to 9 at Ernesto's Good Grub, so you can enjoy the best tortilla soup in town while you're picking gifts for your friends and loved ones. How could anything go wrong? Well, we could have a power failure right this moment, which would interrupt our broadcast, but let's hope that that's not going to happen today. Feel good. Let's see what we have to share with you this morning. Lots of good mornings. Thank you very much. Boom, pirurum, boom, boom. A truck took out the Telmex pole next to Ernesto's this morning. Have had police and Telmex people here wondering on it in the rain. That is unfortunate. I hope you didn't lose your Telmex connection or your Wi-Fi connection. Renee's counting 76 more days. Woohoo. Let's see what else we have. Boom, 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 boom. I'm looking for cues. And I don't see cues. Then I see your responses to the poll, Croc versus Chihuahua. We've covered that. Moving right along. There's a cue. Anyone have a guajolote, pavo, or chacal I can borrow for tomorrow? Paco, what is the difference between a guajolote and a pavo? Oh my goodness. It's essentially the same thing. I mean, whether you call them guajolote or pavo, it's the same bird that you are eating for Thanksgiving. My question to you, John, is why did you throw chacal in that conversation? Because chacal has nothing to do with a guajolote or a pavo, or maybe you are requesting a guajolote or a pavo and a chacal. A chacal is either a jackal, which is a type of animal, but definitely not a guajolote or a pavo. And chacal has a dirty meaning as well, and we're not going to go into that unless you write the word chacal in your comments. Here's another question. Does anyone know where the fabulous group Raíces are performing these days? Also, thanks for the books recommendations earlier this fall. My pleasure, Eilert. I haven't seen Raíces performing much. I have seen posts from one of the members now posting from a different city, so I sometimes wonder if the group has disbanded. Although I may have seen a post from El Negrito restaurant, which is where they used to perform last season. So if you are wondering where they are, you may want to look on Facebook for the restaurant El Negrito, and that is where they used to perform. Or, for that matter, you may want to look on Facebook for the Raíces page and see if they have made any announcements. Are crocodiles protected? I wonder why. Because they are hunted for food. I don't think crocodiles are a protected species, but I could be wrong. I actually don't know the correct answer for that one. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, some of you have a problem with Celsius. Well, some of us have a problem with Fahrenheit, so there. Let's see. Oh my goodness, thank you, Lynn. As I told you yesterday, Lynn was present at the country presentation. It's a workout for my brain. It really is. And Albert says, yay, Gouda, and I say, yay, Gouda. I mean, not only is Gouda talented, funny, and a great show to attend, Gouda does a lot for our community, and she should be commended for that. Let's see. Why did Incanto close? That's a loaded question that I'm not ready to answer because I don't have the whole story. I understand that there was an issue with signing or not signing the lease. And at the end of the day, Incanto was given essentially a short notice to either sign the lease or vacate. So Incanto chose to not sign a new lease, and Incanto chose to vacate. That's as much as I learned. Let's see. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Oh my God, 18 days, Sherry. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What else do we... Oh, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Go away. Richard says, watching from Palm Springs. Fun to hear news from PV. It is a pleasure to share. Richard, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Did you see the email I sent you? I sent with where to buy lamb. I haven't checked my email this morning. So I haven't seen it, Linda. It was not me who was looking for a place, but I will look for the information and I will share it once I see it. Albert asks about chacal. Luisa asks about chacal. In Mexican lingo, a chacal is a Mexican man that is fit and well built and sexy and alluring because he performs physical labor. Chacales became fashionable during the 1950s in Mexico City when a lot of high-rise construction started taking place, and women walking by would look at these men, building, and because they're working with their hands and they're working with their body, they were fit and muscular, and they loved to flaunt it. Nowadays, the word chacal is very much associated with gay lingo, because for better or worse, some of us have a certain preference for men that look good with their bodies just because they work with their bodies. So that's the meaning of chacal. Thank you, Dale. Yarn Benders is meeting later on Monday, November 27 at 5 p.m. I'm going to write this down on my calendar right now. I think it may already be there, but yes, I hate the fact that I miss these Yarn Bender meetings because they happen in the morning. Let's see what else we have. Tammy is in the house. Oh my goodness, Tammy, I bow in your general direction for giving for giving Gouda a home and Mark a home. I think it is a great match because your stage is so fabulous. Although I have a selfish wish, and I'm going to put it out there, and I shared it with Gouda. My wish for Gouda's performances and cabaret performances in general at Nacho Daddy is that you use the main stage and not the side stage. I know you probably don't get as many people in with that arrangement, but your main stage, that big circular thing, is so fucking elegant and wonderful. So that's just my 2 cents, but I'm so very happy to see that Gouda and Mark and hopefully other players have a performance home, thanks to you, Tammy, and to Sean. And more importantly, that you are going to continue to support So You Think You Can Rise with open mics. I think that is awesome. Michael, no worries. I am sorry that you had vertigo. Vertigo, yeah, with a T, not a D, but that's just me. I had a wonderful Cure the Blues dinner last night. I am mourning a little bit because some good friends of mine are moving out of town. So I've been blue. But I had a wonderful dinner last night with Gouda at Siam. And how could you go wrong having a wonderful dinner at Siam? Let's see what else. Do you know where Jean Guy is now? I have no idea. I would imagine he's at home enjoying his apartment, but I have no idea where he is. Oh no, Michael. I hope you're not. I hope you're okay, Papi. If you need anything, please let me know. I will be sending good vibes your direction. Bill says we bought lamb at Costco this last weekend. I am not surprised. When I got that question from someone that said, where do you buy lamb in Puerto Vallarta? Well, at the meat store. Where else do you go? But thank you for that, Bill. Much appreciated. Oh, Gouda, I love you. My question is, how much did we like that damn carrot cake at Siam? Hope no one saw us chow it down. That is correct. After a wonderful Thai dinner, we shared a slice of carrot cake that just went so quickly. I certainly hope nobody was taking photographs. Gouda, I love you. And I love all the projects you undertake while you are here in Puerto Vallarta. And if anybody has not had a chance to see Gouda perform, she is absolutely hysterical. And the yarn bender thing will be at the Italian restaurant beside La Comer, which is perfect for me because A, it's close to my house, and B, they serve wine. Way to go. And I think we're done. Yes, we're done. We end with a thank you from Lucy. Well, thank you back to you, Lucy. You are amazing because you create connections for local artists for us to enjoy. And that's just me. Lots of good energy today. Thank you so much for joining us. I very much appreciate your company, your contributions, and your ideas. Today, of course, it's a chill day for me after a wonderful presentation last night, but there's always work to be done. So I hope you have an amazing Wednesday, and I hope to see you again tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, sometime in the near future. Take care and have an awesome day.